Hey there my fellow designers and creatives, hope you're all doing well. This is Chetan here from Design Pilot and I am back again today with another video, and this is a new series that I'm going to be starting on my channel. It's going to be one video every month, or probably two videos every month, or one video every 3 weeks. Really not sure how it's going to be depending on the kind of popularity this gains, but I'm going to be doing portfolio reviews. Now I'm going to be explaining how I pick the portfolios and how you can submit your portfolio for your review after the intro. So without any further ado, let's get started. The way to submit your portfolio is pretty simple. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and Instagram, on YouTube, because I'll be posting this kind of a teach where I'll be telling you guys that I'll be having a review, and all you have to do is drop in your portfolio links. And as you can see, I got a lot of submissions this time, so I've picked 5, and I've decided to make 5 five portfolios every time I make the video, so that I cover a lot of people and many people do get a chance to submit your portfolio. So all my social media links are down below in the description. Make sure to follow and stay active so you guys can get to know about this whenever I plan to make a portfolio review. And the way I pick the portfolio is depending on 2 factors. One is if I really like your portfolio, and or it could be number 2, if there is something for me to actually comment on, even if it is really bad or really good, or even if it's okayish, if there's something for me to comment on, that's how I end up picking the portfolio. So just want to keep that in mind. And a big disclaimer before I start, all this is my own personal opinion. It's my feedback. You don't have to actually follow it. You guys don't have to believe in it. If you think what I'm saying is right, go ahead. If you guys don't think what I'm saying is right, then you have your own opinions. This is just my personal preference. Because you guys are submitting your portfolio for me to review, you guys are giving me the permission to critique it, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time and the courage to actually submit it, because getting your work reviewed by someone is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of guts and courage, so thank you guys so much for doing that. So let's start off. So the first portfolio I'm going to be reviewing is by Victor. Now he has his own personal website. He doesn't have a Dribbble and a Behance. I mean, he does have that, but he considers this as his portfolio. So let me just quickly show you how his website looks, and then I'm going to start giving my feedback on it. So this is what it kind of looks like at the beginning. And if you have your own personal website, is always a plus point. Any client is going to consider you to be more professional than anybody who shows a Dribbble or a Behance. I myself don't have a personal website, which I'm working on at the moment. So pretty excited to show you guys when that's ready. So the first thing when I see open up is there's a lot of contrast issues over here. This is gray and the text and the icons are white, so it's kind of hard for the eye to read. You can either make sure that it's good contrast. So for example, this orange is a good contrast, so you could definitely do that. The first thing here is the logo. Now I do understand that your V logo is over here. I understand that, but this is definitely not readable and understandable to anybody who watches it. From what I can see 2 hands or cupped and palmed over each other, facing each other. That's the kind of a look I'm getting. Now, because I've been following your work and because I've known you for such a long time on Twitter, I understand this is your logo, but for a new person, this is definitely not going to be properly visible. So I highly recommend changing that, because people are going to get very much confused when they see a different logo. All right, and here we have a completely white space, and it says Victor Ritzwell and graphic artist. Now the term graphic artist is very vague, because the usual terms that people use is graphic designer, logo designer, mascot designer, and graphic artist isn't much of an actual very clear definition as to what is the kind of work you do unless you scroll down. So try to be a little bit more specific, probably 2 or 3 different types of designs that you do. You could probably mention that, and you could definitely put in a picture of your face or a picture of your works over here, like a collage, put everything together, stitched together. That would be more appealing, because for people, looking at pictures and icons is more easy than reading text. So that's a good plus point. And this is your work actually. And one thing I recommend is to maintain consistency, which is something really important. So if I look over here, this is a completely white, yellow color, a solid background, which I understand is fine. But then if you look at this, I can see a gradient, like a dark purple to a light purple to a dark purple gradient. So it's better if you keep things consistent, but this is just my personal opinion. I like to keep things consistent. This has a little bit of a brown tint because of the brown color. This has a bit of a blue tint because of the blue color. Completely understand. And I would always recommend keeping your best logos in your portfolio. You don't have to have everything, because honestly, just my personal opinion, I don't like this logo. This is not that great compared to your other logos. This one is not that great, and this is not that great compared to your other logos. And you don't even put your logo. That makes no sense, because nobody cares about your logo. They care about what logo they are going to get. All right. And this is more of an icon. I don't know if it is a logo per se, but I would kind of remove this, but this is your portfolio, is your opinion. And it's good that you have what kind of work you have done on this. So quickly, to open up one, what I can do is open up this one, and let's see how this looks. So here it says Reaper Twitch package, and it says Twitch package for a client. I would recommend giving more information about this as to what kind of streamer is this guy, what kind of streaming does he do, and what did he require? Was there any specific requirements? How did you go about the design? Did the client give you the design requirements, or did you decide on the design? You could give a little bit more context. And again, over here, it says Twitch package for Fatinio, and here it says Reaper Twitch package. There's a lot of disconnect as to what this is. This might be his gaming name. I mean, I might understand that, but not everybody kind of understand that. And because I think his gaming name is Fatneo, and you say Reaper Twitch package, there's a lot of disconnect. Make sure you have everything consistent. So let me just go back to the portfolio section. And I think this is all that I have for this page. Now there is a page link that says pre-made logos. Now I would highly recommend changing this name from pre-made logos to logos for sale, because basically these are the logos for sale. And we kind of understand that it is logos for sale. If you say logos for sale, you don't have to let the person click on pre-made logos and figure out what it is. That takes too much time for the user. And commenting on the work, the logos are really good actually. They are very well done and very well executed. But the only thing is I would recommend is removing this logo, because we don't need your logo to be here. We know it was done by you. And this trademark symbol, you could remove that. And esports mascot logo is fine, but when you say doctors for sale, it's not really required, because we know that this page is actually for selling your logo. So we know that it is for sale. You could just remove it. And I think you could remove all where it says panda for sale. You could just say mascot logo, panda mascot logo, guy mascot logo, devil mascot logo, whatever it is. And another thing is to maintain consistency. If you see here, all your works is in a 4-column grid. You could do the same thing over here. You don't have to make them one below the other. It feels a little weird when I move from this page to this page, because the pictures look a little bit different, right? And another thing is, when somebody sees this work and wants to purchase it, how do they purchase it? Now, I do understand that you have written send an email to Victor to purchase if you're interested in. You could probably make this this section a bit bigger, bolder, so people know what to do when they immediately decide to purchase your logo. I mean, nobody has patience to read all this. They come here to look at the portfolio works, and not they come here to look at the actual work that they want to buy, and not to see this text that is useless if it is not evident enough. So that's a quick recommendation. Now moving on to your testimonials section. I can see that you have only one testimony in 2 different languages. I don't want to comment much on this. I mean, the layout is fine, but the only thing you need to work on is the spacing, because the distance between this is not equal to the distance between this, and the distance between this is not same. So I would kind of assume that this section that we have over here belongs to 1, and this belongs to 1, but in essence, this whole thing belongs to 1. So, make sure that you fix the spacing. So anyways, good portfolio. There's much more you can do to work on this and make it look much better. So thank you so much for submitting, Victor, and good luck. The next one is by Ryan. I've been following this guy for a long time, and we've been seeing each other's work on Twitter and Instagram. So I've known this guy, and he has a dribble profile, as you can see. And his works are just flawless and amazing. I really like them. They're very well professionally done, except the last 2, of course. Really well done. I think this is the 30-day logo challenge. The consistency is beautiful. The logos are clean, crisp. This is really professional work. I would highly recommend. I would highly hire this guy if I was a client looking for some work. And here, as you can see, we have GIFs. but I really don't know if you need GIFs for this because this is kind of pretty much useless. Just put a picture with, if you want to show the 2 color variations, make it here, make it blue, and here make it white, and invert the colors and place it. You don't have to make these GIFs. They're practically useless because nobody's even going to put their cursor and wait for the GIF to happen. They're just going to keep scrolling. And a little bit context over here, designer for visuals by Impulse. It's a good thing you've added the link over here. So that opens up, I think, so Visual by Impulse is an agency where they provide design services. So if you guys are interested, you can definitely check them out. Give a little bit more context as what kind of designer are you? I mean, I do understand what you're a logo designer, but is there any other thing that you do? Make sure to put that on. And I think that is pretty much it. Now, if I open up one of your projects, you can see that for this last challenge, we were asked to rebrand any company. I decided to rebrand Webnose logo because I felt that it needed to look a little more secure and less curvy. Try putting in a little bit more context, more detailed, more information. It not only gives somebody looking at it a better understanding of what you did, but also helps in search engine optimization, helps in keyword. When people searches for some term, it's going to automatically pick this up and shows your work in the search results. So that's one thing you can do. And Dribble allows you to have 10 tags. I recommend using as much as you can, but just 3 is not going to really help you get a lot of discovery. Make sure to add as many. The more you put, the more better it is. If you're able to find 10 different tags, then your probability of getting searched is more. So definitely you could consider that. Here is another work. It just says this is the fictional gaming This is for a fictional gaming website, Spark. I mean, you could probably give the link of the website. You could probably talk more about this. You could show the transition from the old logo to the new logo. If there was an old logo, a lot of things you can do, but this is pretty good. So good job, Ryan. All right, moving on to the next portfolio is again a dribble profile by Hendrik. Here it says young mascot logo designer from Germany. This is pretty good. This is pretty straightforward. And there are a couple of things that I want to mention over here. I like the consistency, the noisy background, the color, the hue based on the color of the logo. It's pretty good. But one thing I want to mention is if I open up this one, as you can see, I can see this icon, which is not even the cursor. You have literally screenshotted this and cropped it and put it. That is highly, highly, highly unprofessional. You shouldn't be doing that. Open up a new Photoshop document, 800 by 600, put in the logo, spend the time, create a template. So the only thing you have to do is change the logo and the color and then save it as a JPEG and upload it. I don't know why you had to go and screenshot this because this was pretty stupid. So no offense there, my friend, but people actually look at all this stuff when they really want to purchase, and this is what differentiates you from another designer. So we want to keep that in mind. And here on the top it says Gladiator, which I know is your kind of alias in your gaming name, but nobody will understand it because if I see here it says Hendrik, it says Germany, and it says young mascot logo designer. What the hell is Gladiator? Nobody has the patience to actually look at your actual gaming name that's present on your Twitter and find out that, oh, this guy's Gladiator. So just remove this or write Hendrik somewhere. But honestly, I don't like to put logos because I want the complete focus to go right onto the logo itself so that it doesn't distract the person viewing it. And apart from that, I can see some logo over here. This is your logo is what I believe. So you don't have to put your logo. I don't see the necessity. And this logo is pretty big actually. There's text, there's logo. And again, I can see there's this cursor. I have no idea why you're doing this. Definitely get rid of this. And as you can see, somebody commented on your work. Go ahead and reply to the person. People actually like that. And as you can see here, there's this dribble icon. I have no idea why there's a dribble icon. So definitely remove that. And I think that's all I have to comment about your portfolio, Hendrik. Thank you again so much for submitting. All right. And then the next one is by Arlo Claude. I think that's how you pronounce your name. He has his own personal website. So a big thumbs up to that. Very, very good. And we have 4 sections: home, work, his name, contact, and about. All right. So this is pretty clean and simple. I really like it. I like the background and the color contrast. It's not a complete blue. It's kind of this pinkish, strawberryish, reddish red. I'm sorry, not blue. So really like that. And hey, I'm Arlo Claude, a graphic designer creating logos and brand identities with a minimalist approach. That's pretty good. Now, a small thing I would recommend here is making the word Arlo Claude or the word graphic designer in bold, so people can actually focus on that word. It could be either your name or it could be the word graphic designer. Pick anyone and just bold it out and see how it looks, where people can actually kind of immediately understand and remember you as by your name or that you're a graphic designer. So just a small idea. And moving down, as you can see, I can see your works. I like the consistency, even though whatever the color of the logo is, I can see some kind of a grayish light gray background, which is distributing in 3x3, which is distributing in 3 column, which is really good. I like it. Now the only thing is I would kind of want to click on this because I want to see more about this, but obviously I can't do that because it's just a picture. People would like to understand more about your process, your sketches, how you illustrated, which tool you use, a little bit more on how you came across finishing the logo. And as you can see, it says, let's work together contact. I think this is a Squarespace template. So I mean, that's fine. And I can see your social media links, which is again, that's fine. And let's go to contact. This is a simple contact page. And this is a little bit of UI and UX tip over here. Here it says name, and then here it says first name and last name. I mean, we know that this is the first name and this is the last name. You don't have to put the name over here, or you could say first name and last name over here and get rid of this. So that helps. And email address, subject, message, and budget. I think that's pretty good enough. Let's go to the about section. All right, now this is really important when it says about me. My name is Arlo Claude and I'm a self-taught freelance graphic designer specializing in logo and branding design based in Munich, Germany. Now this is all. You don't need a separate page for that. If you want to have a page, have a big section with your photo, what you do, your background, your hobbies, your interests, and your experience. Gives a lot more context and makes the person hiring you feel much more connected to you. So that's really one thing you want to consider. For just one single sentence, you don't need a big fat about me page. And all these are testimonials. Have another section for testimonials, or make the testimonials pretty small and short, because this is pretty big and this is also pretty big. I don't see which is more important. I'm sure if you go and check out other portfolios on the internet of designers, you could probably get a couple of ideas, but this is something I would highly recommend working a bit more on. So that's pretty much all I have. So thank you, Arno, for submitting your portfolio. Now coming to the last portfolio, we have ABOS. Couple of things before I get into the actual work. The first one is ABOS space dot. I don't know why you have the dot. Just have ABOS and a surname, or just ABOS, doesn't matter. And give a little bit of context as to who you are. You're a designer. What kind of a designer? Are you a freelance designer? Do you work in a company? Give some ideas to who you are, what you do, where you live, and stuff like that. Because this just looks like somebody created a portfolio 10,000 years ago and you haven't been using it till date. So make sure it doesn't look outdated. Now coming to the thumbnails, this is the best thumbnails I have actually ever seen. I really love these thumbnails. They are super professional and they make you feel like clicking and seeing more of the works. I like the titles. They're very clean and very descriptive as to what is contained in the project. So let's open up the esports logo 2018. All right, now they're just scrubbing through your portfolio. What I can understand is your mascot logos are fantastic. They're really good. The color contrast, the color combination, they're just phenomenal. Really great work on that. But the only thing I would recommend is use the full space on the top and on the sides. I think the document for dribbles are for Behance projects are 2560 by 1440. You could just probably Google that and use the entire space, because this looks very unprofessional with a lot of white space left around. You don't need that. Make use of the all space you have. And at the bottom, you have your logo. I wouldn't recommend putting your logo, and I wouldn't recommending the social medias. And this, it says, if you're interested in the service, I'm open for commissions. Contact avosarts@gmail.com or DM me on Twitter. You don't have to put this on every single picture. It becomes very repetitive and the focus actually goes away. People start reading what you have written, what you have written, rather than seeing what you have actually designed. So I like the background with a subtle glow at the top with a couple of particles. I guess those are noise or whatever that is, and a subtle drop shadow. Really like it. Just ditch all this, and if I come to the bottom, you have an entire section for that. Yeah, so it says thanks for watching, and you have all your work here. And as you can see, this has become so repetitive, this is not something that you really want to do. Just ditch all this and have everything over here. Thanks for watching. You can move this over to the left side and have this over here, because this looks pretty empty. So that's all I have for this project. I like the consistency, really good. I like the colors, as I mentioned before, really well done. Moving on to the one is next, stream emotes. All right, again, make use of the entire space, and it says emotes. And I think you can get rid of this gap. And I don't see a thank you for watching note that that I saw on the mascots presentation. So consider adding that. Moving on to your Twitch graphics. Again, I can see some space over here. Your Twitch graphics are good. I like it, but there's definitely more you can work on because these are really simple. They don't have much of elements and they don't look really, they don't have that wow factor. So you can definitely work on more. Your colors are really nice. That's what I kind of like about your portfolio. Good color contrast. And again, the thank you, thanks for watching page section is missing. So probably add that on. Next, coming to your illustrations. I can see only one, so I don't understand the actual purpose as to what it is that you actually have over here. What is this? Did you design the logo? Did you design the color? What did you do? It's very vague and I'm not understanding. If you don't want to have this in the portfolio, just unlist it. You can, I think there's a section where you can unlist it. So just get rid of this project in your portfolio. If this is what you don't want clients coming in for, so you can probably get rid of that. 2017 illustrations, again, this is in my opinion pretty unprofessional because it's just like a PNG image with an alpha channel just splashed on over here. I mean, these are huge and huge. Definitely shrink them down. And if you really want people to hire you for illustrations, I would recommend just spending time on presenting them much more. Editing your portfolio just takes a lot of effort, and if you just do this once, it's forever in your portfolio and you don't have to work on it again and again. Just spend some lot of time on this once in your life and it's like a one-time investment, which really helps you. I mean, I really don't want to comment on the illustrations because these are really good and I don't have any professional experience making illustrations, so it wouldn't be fair on my part, but these kind of look good. And oh my god, really, come on man, unprofessional, no way. All right, and yeah, okay, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys really enjoyed it and it helped everybody else who watched this video as well. If you have any questions or requests, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.